get ready to go. We're glad that you're all here, so now it's time to start the show. We're not in school, but we can still pretend by making music until this ends. We're making music with our Falcon friends.
Hey there, Falcons. Hope you're having a great week of school and hope you're ready to make some more music with our Falcon friends. Today, we've got new songs, we've got new activities, and we've got a really great project where you're going to get to make your very own musical instrument. You can even share your instrument after you've made it with a Flipgrid link I have below. I'd like to see some of those instruments. Now, you are going to need your parents' help. So when we get to that part about the instruments, please make sure you get your parents, because it's a fun project you can work on together. But you know what? Enough talking about it. Let's make some music.
We're making music with our Falcon friends.
All right, third grade, we got a brand new song for this week, but it might not be a brand new song. It's probably one that you've actually heard before. It's a very, very famous song from right here in America. Specifically, it's from a different state. A state that is 2 hours east. A state not too far away from Pennsylvania. If you're looking at a map, well, I don't know how you're knowing to look at a map, but if you have a map, maybe take a look at it. It's 2 hours east. It's a state that starts with the letter I. It's a state called Indiana. This song comes from Indiana, and it comes from a very long time ago, a time in our country when there was a president by the name of Abraham Lincoln, a very long time ago, back in the 1800s, back in the mid-1800s. This is a song, it's called Skip to My Lou. People used to sing this song, and them 100 or more years later today, they still are singing it. Let me sing it for you. Lou, Lou, skip to my Lou. Lou, Lou, skip to my Lou. Lou, Lou, skip to my Lou. Skip to my Lou, my darling. Ever hear that song before? It's a very, very popular song. It's amazing that it's still popular hundreds of years after it was written. Crazy. I am going to sing it. I want you to echo back. Lou, Lou, skip to my Lou. Lou, Lou, skip to my Lou. Lou, Lou, skip to my Lou. Skip to my Lou, my darling. Great. That is the refrain of this song. What does that mean? Well, it's the part that's going to come back over and over and over again. Let's do it one more time. Listen. Lou, Lou, skip to my Lou. Lou, Lou, skip to my Lou. Lou, Lou, skip to my Lou. Skip to my Lou, my darling. Now, this song's got 4 phrases in it, and only one of them has different words. Which is the only phrase that has different words? The last one, exactly. The last phrase has different words, but the first 3 all have the same words. One of them has a different melody. Listen, here's the first phrase. Lou, Lou, skip to my Lou. Here's the second one. Lou, Lou, skip to my Lou. That doesn't sound the same. What's different about it? It doesn't sound the same as the first one. It is lower. Very good. The first one's higher. The second one's lower. What about the third one? The third one sounds like one of the other ones. Lou, Lou, skip to my Lou. It's the higher one, right? So we have the first one, a different one, and then back to the first one. Here's the whole song. Lou, Lou, skip to my Lou. Lou, Lou, skip to my Lou. Lou, Lou, skip to my Lou. Skip to my Lou, my darling. Now, I said that's the refrain because there are actually some verses for the song. Let me sing the verses, and at the end of each verse, we always come back to that refrain. So you can sing along with me for the refrains, but listen to the other verses. Lost my partner, what'll I do? Lost my partner, what'll I do? Lost my partner, what'll I do? Skip to my Lou, my darling. Lou, Lou, skip to my Lou. Lou, Lou, skip to my Lou. Lou, Lou, skip to my Lou. Skip to my Lou, my darling. I'll get another one just like you. I'll get another one just like you. I'll get another one just like you. Skip to my Lou, my darling. Lou, Lou, skip to my Lou. Lou, Lou, skip to my Lou. Lou, Lou, skip to my Lou. Skip to my Lou, my darling. Flies in the buttermilk, shoo, fly, shoo. Flies in the buttermilk, shoo, fly, shoo. Flies in the buttermilk, shoo, fly, shoo. Skip to to my loo, my darling. Loo, loo, skip to my loo. Loo, loo, skip to my loo. Loo, loo, skip to my loo. Skip to my loo, my darling. A good old song from Indiana, right here in Pennsylvania. Have fun.
We're making music with our fountain friends.
All right, third grade. I'm not eating today. I actually ate a little while ago. I'm pretty full. But whenever I'm thinking of food, of course, I'm thinking of our song. Fed my horse in a poplar trough. Fed my horse in a poplar trough. Fed my horse in a poplar trough. Then he caught the whooping cough. Remember our song? Let's sing it together. Let's actually sing it and keep a beat. Here we go. Fed my horse in a poplar trough. Fed my horse in a poplar trough. Fed my horse in a poplar trough. Then he caught the whooping cough. Great. Let's sing it and clap the rhythms this time. Here we go. Fed my horse in a poplar trough. Fed my horse in a poplar trough. Fed my horse in a poplar trough. Then he caught the whooping cough. Lots of rhythms in this song. Remember our picture? I actually made a picture, and there they are. Oh, it's our pasture full of horses, and they all have their horseshoes. Some have more than others. I don't know what's up with some of them, but let's point to the horses on the beat. Loo, 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 loo. Exactly. What words match up with that? Fed my horse. Let's try with the words. Fed my horse in a poplar trough. Good. How about we point to the horseshoes this time? There's a lot more of those, so try to keep up. Fed my horse in a poplar trough. Point to that one more time, the horseshoes. Fed my horse in a poplar trough. Good. This time, pick which one to point to. You pick, horses or horseshoes. Ready? Here you go. Fed my horse in a poplar trough. Good. Now point to the opposite one. Ready? Here you go. Fed my horse in a poplar trough. Now, last week, we answered a couple of questions. Let's see who's got really good memory, really good listening ears. Let's see who remembers the answers to these questions. First question. In the first phrase, how many beats do we keep? Listen. Loo, 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 loo. Did you keep a beat? Do you remember how many beats we kept? 4 beats. Exactly right. 4 beats. Great. Can someone tell me who remembers which beat only has one sound? Which beat has one sound on it? Do you remember which one it is? Loo, 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 loo. Do you remember which beat we only sing one sound? Do you remember from last week? Yes, the last beat. The last beat's only got one sound in it. Very nice job. Who remembers a beat that has not one sound, but 2 sounds? Tell me a beat that's got 2 sounds. Loo, 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 loo. Do you remember one of the beats that has 2 sounds? The first one's got 2 sounds. Exactly right. Good memory. How about, there's another one too, isn't there? Another beat has 2 sounds? That's right. The third beat also has 2 sounds. The second beat. Now, the second beat doesn't have one sound. The second beat doesn't have 2 sounds. How many sounds are actually on the second beat? Loo, loo, loo. How many sounds did I just sing? Loo, loo, loo. Do you remember? 3. 3 sounds on one beat. Now, that's kind of interesting. I don't think we really heard that before. 3 sounds on one beat. If you listen very carefully, you're going to notice those 3 sounds, they're not all the same. In fact, one of those sounds is long, and 2 of those sounds are short, if you remember. Which is which? Do you remember the order? Loo, loo, loo. Long, short, short. Exactly right. We have 3 sounds on one beat, where the first sound is long, and the last 2 sounds are short. Long, short, short. Sing that. Let's put it in the phrase. Listen. Ta-dee, long, short, short, ta-dee, ta. Try that. Good. Let's sing it and clap it together. Here we go. Ta-dee, long, short, short, ta-dee, ta. Great. This time, let's just clap it and think it. Ready? This time, don't even clap it. Just think it in your head. Ready? Great. Now, what you're going to need for this next little part, 2 very simple things. You're going to need a piece of paper, something to write with. That's all you need. Piece of paper, something to write with. Now, what I want you to do is I would like you to be creative here. Creativity is a great thing. We all have some amount of creativity, and you get to be creative today. You're going to make a picture of the sounds that we just sang. I want you to make a visual representation of the music we just sang. And you know what? I can help you out a little bit if you need some help to get started. I have a picture right here. I have a picture that matches this perfectly. Ta-dee, long, short, short, ta-dee, ta. See how that worked out? Works out perfectly. So what I would like you to do is, well, you can take this picture and just copy it. Pause the video and just copy it on there. Make your own version of this. Do you have to use horses and horseshoes? No, you don't have to. That's what I use, but it doesn't mean you have to use that. Use whatever you want. It doesn't have to be black and white either. You can use colors. Make it look really, really nice. How can you check if it's right? Well, just like we did with this, you can actually point to your picture and it should match up with what you're singing. Ta-dee long, short, short, ta-dee-ta. If it matches up, great, you did a great job. If it doesn't, see if you can fix it to make it match up with ta-dee long, short, short, ta-dee-ta. Make a picture like this, have some fun, and don't forget to feed your horse.
We're making music with our falcon friends.
All right, guys, we're going to make an instrument today. Maybe you have instruments at your house, maybe you don't, but today you're going to have another instrument after we're done making one. Now, what are you going to need to make this instrument? Not too much, really. You're going to need some Scotch tape. You're going to need scissors. You're going to need a ruler. You're going to need a glue stick. You're going to need something like a paintbrush, or I have a drumstick, something that you can get this out of our construction paper, because you also need construction paper. What are we going to be making with this? How is this going to make a musical instrument? Well, maybe you've seen these before. Boom whackers. These are really cool. These boom whackers are made of plastic, and when you hit them, they make a different pitch. Here's one. Here's another one. They make different pitches. We can do the same thing with these materials. So here's what we're going to do to get started. First thing, you're going to need to do some measurements, okay? I would recommend having different colored paper because every note can be a different color. Makes it a lot nicer to look at, but also easier to know which notes we're making. Let's start with this orange piece. I'd like you to take a ruler. I would like you to measure. You need a ruler. You got to measure it to 9 1/8 of an inch. So go ahead and measure that. Get a marker or something to write with. Should have said that. And then you want to cut like that. Now this edge is 9 1/8 of an inch. Take your glue stick. You're not going to use it for gluing. You're going to use it for rolling. You're going to roll your glue stick like this. Now, this is where the tape comes in. You have a seam. What you need to do is tape very, very tightly. You need to make sure that it is taped completely. This cannot fall apart. This needs to be very strongly taped. So, get the tape and tape it. All right, now the tighter you tape that seam, the better. You don't want any air sneaking out except for the ends. Okay, now take the little pokey thing you have, whether it's a paintbrush or a drumstick or whatever, and you're going to get that glue stick out of there just like that. Okay, you now have one of these that's 9 1/8 of an inch long. Set that off to the side and grab a different color piece of paper. This next one, you're gonna make another measurement. Get your ruler. This one's going to be 8 1/4 inch, as close as you can. Doesn't have to be exact, but try to be as exact as you can. And then you cut it. Once you have it cut, same process. You gotta tape it up again. Don't forget, use that tape and make sure it's really nice and tight. And get the glue stick out of there again. Now you have 2 different tubes. Time for another color. Grab another color. This one is going to be 7 1/8 inch. So grab your ruler, make a little mark, 7 1/8 inch, or as close as you can. Then you need to cut it. Take your glue stick, roll it up, and once again we tape it. We now have 3. Well, let's make another one. Another piece of paper. We're going to actually make 2 more. This one should be 5 5/8 of an inch. I'll have all these down in the description below just as a heads up, so you don't have to remember this. And then cut it. And then roll it. Then get that glue stick out of there. And we're going to make 1 more, because if we make 1 more, we can have our pentatonic scale. You need this one to be 4 7/8 of an inch. If you're not good with rulers, you will be after this project. And roll it up. And we tape. And get the glue stick out. Okay, we've got our 5 notes of our pentatonic scale. Let's test them out. Let's see what they sound like. Let's start at our biggest one. Should sound the lowest. Next one. Next one. Next one. Next one. There we go. We've got 5 different pitches. Now, what I want you to do is use that marker, or whatever you were writing with. Let's label them. The biggest one, whatever color yours is, I want you to write do, D-O. Next one, I want you to write re, R-E. Next one, I want you to write me, M-I, special music spelling. Next one, I want you to write so, S-O-L. And final one, I want you to write la, L-A. And all this is in the description below. You now have a 5 set of boom whackers, little mini-sized boom whackers that you can use to make up some melodies. Give it a shot.
We're making music with our fountain friends.
All right, 3rd grade, remember last week how you wrote out that pentatonic scale? I still have mine from last week, actually. Wrote this last week. If you don't have yours, that's okay. You can make it again. Just need to measure this. Remember, measure it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slide it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Draw the lines, and this is where the notes go. First space, second space. I'm sorry, I'm not even saying the right thing. First space, second line. My fault, my brain stopped working. Second space, third space, fourth line. Those are the notes. If you need to pause this and you can just look at this and then make it, that's fine if you need to do that, if you need to remake it. But if you already have it, then you're good to go. Now, each of these is a solfege name. It's our pentatonic scale. Okay? I'm going to tell you what the solfege names that are going to match up with these are. This one is do. I'm going to write D-O for do. Then here, the next one is re, obviously. And the next one is mi, do, re, mi, trichord. Okay? Next note is so, S-O-L, and the last one is la. We now have all 5 of our pentatonic scale sounds. And you know what? If you think back to, well, what did we just make? Didn't we just make a pentatonic scale? I think we did, because here we've got do, we got re, we got mi, we got so, and we got la. So you know what? You could actually take this, and you could not just write it, you could actually play it. Let's see if I can play it. Get my boom whackers in the right order here. Here we go. Exactly. That's what it is. So it's 5 from lowest to highest. Pretty cool. See if you can do that. And then, here's what I want you to do. Get another piece of paper. Okay? Make a new staff. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Connect the dots. Take these 5 notes, but don't do them in this order. Maybe start with la. Then maybe go to mi. Then maybe go to do. I don't know. Mix and match them. Put them in a different order. Don't go from low to high. Maybe start from high and come down to low. Maybe start low, go way up high, then come down, then go back up, then go down again. I don't know, put them in whatever order you want. Use each note one time. And once you've used each note one time and they're in a brand new order, you can play them with these in whatever order you choose. So let's say you start with re, then you go to la, then you go to mi, then you go to so, then you end on do. Whatever you pick, however you write them, make sure you play that. And you can do as many as you want. After you do that and you get really good at it, what you can do is try to teach someone at your house how to do it. Show them the notes and say, here are the boom whackers. Play them, see if you can trick them, see if you can make some music, and most importantly, see if you can have some fun.
We're making music with our falcon friends.
Well, we sure had fun this week, didn't we? So, until next time, grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worries on the doorstep. Just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. Can't you hear the pitter pat? And the happy tune is your step. Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with those blues on parade. Now I'm not afraid. This rover crossed over. If I ever had a cent, I'd be as rich as Rockefeller. Gold dust at my feet on the sunny side